It's time to get your champagne wishes and caviar dreams. Welcome inside the Hall of Fame. Now, can you dig that?
Boom! Welcome inside the Hall of Fame. I'm Booker T, 6-time world champ, 2-time Hall of Fame. I got my man Brad Gilmore here with me. As always, want to thank everybody for stepping inside the Hall of Fame, give you champagne wishes and caviar dreams. Man, how you feel, Brad? How you feel?
I'm feeling good, Book. I do have a question for you.
What's that?
Do you know NATO?
I don't know NATO. You don't know NATO. So
you don't know NATO Jenkins?
Oh, man. No, man. But now, before we get kicked off today, man, I want to send out my thoughts and prayers. Condolences to the family of Black Bart. Passed away 76 years old. Black Bart was a guy who I got a chance to spend a lot of time with down in Dallas, Texas, Sportatorium, Global Wrestling Federation. Got a chance to watch Black Bart before I ever got a chance to meet him or wrestle against him or anything like that. But losing Black Bart for me, man, that was one that really hit me hard. When I found out the news, it was, it was one that really touched me in a way to where, man, it's like, wow, you see your mortality. But when somebody like Black Bart, he was like a mentor. He was a mentor for me. He was a guy who I spent a lot of time studying. He was a guy that spent a lot of time, spitting knowledge to me and my brother, trying to guide us through this journey, and he's one of the guys who taught my brother and I so much before we got a chance to go to WCW. And Black Bart, he said, only thing I want you to do, man, is when you make it, you get me that John boat. All right? Make sure you get me that John boat. and I swear to God, man, I thought about that John boat for so many years, right? I thought about that John boat for so many years. And like 3 years ago, I got a chance to honor Black Bart at Reality of Wrestling. And I called him and I told him, I said, I got a payoff for you. You know what I mean? And he goes, oh, how much we talking? I told him, he said, oh, you gonna pay an old man like me that much? I said, come on, Black. I said, I owe you this, man. I owe you this. I said, it ain't that John boat. I said, but it's gonna have to do it. He was like, man, no matter what it takes me. He was dealing with his illness at that time. He was going through his cancer treatments and whatnot. But he said, no matter what, I'm going to make it to Texas City for that show, no matter what. And he did, man. He did. And I swear some of my guys got a chance to witness Black Bart, do his work, in real time, because they would come back through the curtain, come, in the office, and Black Bart tell him, look, you cannot do that. You cannot do that ever. He was still teaching, man. He still was, dropping knowledge, man. I just want to say, I'm going to miss Black Bart. Definitely going to miss him so much. And like I said, condolences to his family as well.
Absolutely. Condolences to the family of Black Bart. Again, that was my one time the story you just told was getting to interact with Black Bart, and big guy, like real big guy, and looks like he could still, at that age, lay it on somebody. And I told the story on the show before, but I do have to tell it again because it's one of my favorite stories in the history of me being around wrestling, and it involves Black Bart, because that was the night that you were actually doing a tag match. This was, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 years ago, and we were documenting a lot of it. But there was a documentary crew, and we were in your office, and I thought, oh, you know what? Let me get some extra shots with my phone. So I pull my phone out and I start taping you because you're actually going over the match with one of the guys and, going over some stuff. And in the middle of me taping, I'm sitting next to the Black Bart on the couch, and Black Bart just leans over to me and he goes, you protecting the business, brother? and it was one of my favorite memory. I'm like, oh yeah. No, I'm not trying to expose anything. I'm like doing this for the show. This for the show. You protecting the business, brother? Like he thought I was giving away like the secrets of the trade, which I wasn't. But I just thought that was such a cool thing that even at that age, and done everything that he's doing, he still, like you said, was teaching everybody. Even in that moment, he was teaching. My phone going off. Well, that's my phone going off. You look, I'm a busy guy. You know what
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean?
I mean,
Uh,
you just cut the ringer off, man. All you gotta do is just hit the little
so what
ringer button.
happens is it
Hit
connects to
if you
our.
hit the little ringer button, it'll take care of all that, you know?
But anyway, yes, rest in peace to the Texas legend Black Bart, and I'm sure it meant so much to you to be able to give him that award in front of the people in an arena that bared your name on the side of it, and just to pay it forward, you know.
Yeah, man, that was a moment for me. It really was a moment for me to bring Black Bart to a spot that I, pretty much built with my own 2 hands, and like I say, Black Bart was the first Texas legend that we honored, and I did that just because Black Bart, like I say, he schooled me in so many different ways, man. He taught me so much about the game, especially as far as being a heel. Oh man, there was no better heel than Black Bart going out there doing his work. And then you go back and you watch some of Black Bart's work when he was a young Black Bart, man. You go, man, this dude was, man, he's a monster, man. Texas Tornado coming through, just wiping everything out, leaving everything bare. That's the way Black Bart was, man. But nah, man, he was like I say, a true Texas legend. And more than that, man, he was my friend, man. He's one of the guys that I could really call my friend um in this business. Even though, like I say, he was a mentor as well, but I was really close to Black Bart. Um, he would sit in that locker room in the sportatorium, and everybody knew Black Bart. He had his spot. Nobody sit in that spot. You know what I mean? He had the trash can right next to him because he had his dip, his chew. You know what I mean? He'd be spitting in that trash can all day, and it was just a tradition, man. It was as real as it possibly could be. I could I could I could literally go back to, you know, that sportatorium, that little locker room, leading out to that little hallway, to the arena, going down that ramp. I can see it now and picture it now, and picture Black Bart in that spot, So, like I say, man, he's gonna be missed. It's gonna be missed, but the knowledge that he put down, it's gonna live forever. I really believe that. I really truly believe that.
And that's the cool thing about being a teacher or a mentor, especially like Black Bart. I mean, he taught you so many lessons that you have now probably taught to your wrestling students, and it's going to Black Bart's knowledge will impact this generation and generations he will never see. You know what I mean? Because that's that forever perpetual effect of somebody who just knows the game like that. And again, I know our guys and girls are aware of how unique of opportunities that they get at Reality of Wrestling, but to have somebody like Black Bart there, and like you said, they come through the back and he gives them the point, and you don't do that ever again. Like, that's invaluable. You can't pay for that kind of insight.
Yeah, yeah. I used to sit and peek out of the curtain, and I watched Bart do his work down in the sportatorium, and like I say, as far as somebody that knew how to bring those people into the ring, somebody that knew how to really make those fans feel a certain way about him. And this is a guy that had been doing it in Dallas forever. You know what I mean? So it wasn't like he was a stranger or anything like that. But he still had that same fire and that same intensity. Those fans still brought it the same exact way. And I tell you, some of my best times working down there in Dallas. Black Bart, John Mantell, two real cowboys who could go out there and really put it on you, really teach you at the same time. So for me, that was my on the job training and global. And Black Bart definitely was one of those guys, along with Maniac Mike Davis and so many other guys. Like I say, John Mantell, so many other John Tatum, so many other guys was a part of it. But like I say, at the forefront was Black Bart, sitting in that back seat, spitting knowledge when we did make small trips and whatnot. It was, like you say, invaluable lessons. I remember my first pay-per-view in WCW, War Games. And I remember Big Van Vader asking me, kid, do you really think you're ready for this? You really think you're ready for something like this? I go, you damn right I'm ready. I've been training for this for the last 2 years. And I knew I had guys like Black Bart, watching me. And that was the test I had to pass. I didn't have to pass the test from those guys. I had to pass the test, that from Black Bart watching me go out there and do it and saying, yeah, kid, you did it, So nah, man, like I say, invaluable lessons I learned from that dude, man. I know we got to take a quick break. Gonna come back and kick it. We got a lot of stuff going on in the wrestling world today. Stick around, guys. You're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute. Can you dig it, sucker? And this episode is sponsored by Blue Chew. Guys, let's talk about it. Let's talk about sex. Hey, you remember when you was always ready to go? I'm talking about strapping the rocket on it, man. Going straight to the moon. I'm talking about getting it done. If you want that extra confidence, I got something for you. Listen up. Blue Chew. Blue Chew is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra, Cialis, Levitra, but in a chewable tablet at the fraction of the cost.
But the great thing, Book, is you can take it any time, day or night, so you can plan ahead or be ready whenever an opportunity arises. The process is simple. You sign up at BlueChew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days.
The best part, guys, it's all done online on the internet. So it's no doctor's visit, no awkward conversations, no waiting in line at a pharmacy or any of that.
And the thing is, Book, Blue Chew's tablets, they're made right here in the USA and prepared and shipped direct to your door in a discreet package, so no one is the wiser.
Let's just get it out there, guys. Blue Chew wants to help you have better sex. Discover your options at BlueChew.com. It's like this. Chew it and do it. And we've got a special deal for our listeners. Try Blue Chew absolutely free when you use promo code Booker at your checkout. Just pay $5 for shipping, man. That's BlueChew.com. Use promo code Booker to receive your first month absolutely free. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And, we want to thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the Hall of Fame podcast. Chew it and do it. Boom. Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame. And like I was saying, a lot of things went down this past weekend. More importantly, at One Walker Texas Lawyer Arena, Zilla Fatu stepped inside the ring with a real boss, Booker T, the owner, CEO, president of Reality of Wrestling. And the thing is, it's a thing called justice. It's a thing called justice. And then there's another thing. That thing is called street justice. And the thing is, my mama told me a long time ago, if you big enough to pass a lick, you big enough to take one. And that's what this situation is. There's a pecking order. And sometimes you got to know your place. And sometimes if you don't know your place, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? You're going to get put in your place. That's what's going to happen. And the thing is, a lot of people came in to Reality Wrestling. We had a sold-out house. You know what I mean? I don't know. Some people drove more than 5 hours, to see Zilla Fatu take on Booker T. And I want to thank those guys. Because it was the biggest gate at Walker Texas Lawyer Arena. And I tell you, the people, it was like a sea. It was in motion. They were going crazy. It was a beautiful, beautiful night for Reality of Wrestling. But more importantly, sometimes you got to learn, and you got to learn the hard way. And that's what I call that. Do I love Zilla? I love Zilla. I love this kid. That was a learning experience for Zilla Fatu on Saturday night. He's going to take away from that and learn from that moment and never, ever, trust me, put himself in a situation like that ever again. Trust me on that. So my thing is this. Even when I'm late, I'm always on time. Okay? You know, even when you think I'm going one way, I might be going the other. See, I'm teaching this young kid the ropes. And sometimes it's a school. It's a school. You know, I don't know if a lot of you people know about it. You know, it's in the South. It's called the School of Hard Knocks. Okay. So that's what this is all about, more than anything. And I know a lot of people out there got a lot of questions. A lot of people got a lot of questions. I know you got a lot of questions, Brad. You know, and I'm going to answer all those questions. I'm not ducking anybody. I'm not running from anybody. I'm just going to tell it like it is. I'm not going to sugarcoat it or anything like that. I'm just going to tell it like it is, Brad. So if you got any questions, go right ahead. Go right ahead.
Well, I do want, if anybody has questions over what happened on Saturday night, definitely put them in there. But I feel like to give people full context of what happened before the actual match went down, you can see it on the Reality Wrestling YouTube channel. But I think it'd be interesting to play it for the people, so they can see kind of the words right out of your mouth and right out of Zilla's mouth. Do you mind if I play this for the people?
Roll the footage, man. Roll it.
All right. Check this out. Check this out. This is the contract signing of Booker T and Zilla Fatu.
We are here for the contract signing between Booker T and Zilla Fatu.
Look, man, before you say anything else, we don't even need to be here. Hell, Zilla called me out. Why? Why? For no reason. Look, son, you gotta understand how this game is played, all right? You gotta understand the pecking order around here. You feel me? All you have to do, Zilla, is just step down. Write a retraction on Twitter, apologizing to me, saying, look, I'm sorry, coach. I'm sorry, my mentor. I will wipe the slate clean. Can you do that? Can you do that, Zilla?
Hell no.
See what I'm saying? Give me that contract. You see, Zilla?
That's me.
I ain't trying to sell no wolf tickets, man. It's true. It's true what they say. The apple don't fall too far from the tree. You just a chip off the old block. You feel me? You just like your old man. You just like Umaga.
Really? Say that one more time.
Whoa.
Say it one more time.
No, I ain't gonna fight right now. This is about business. That's what I'm talking about.
Sit down.
What I'm talking
It's
about.
business.
You ain't got
Sit
no
down.
business.
It ain't business. You made it personal.
You ain't
No,
got
you made it
no
personal. I understand.
The thing is, sign the damn contract. Are you a coward? Just like your old man. That's what I'm saying. Are you a coward? Just like your old man. Sign the contract. All right? Sign the contract. If you got the ball. See what I'm saying?
Okay.
See what I'm saying?
Okay.
See what I'm saying, Zilla?
Okay.
See what I'm saying? Let me see that. Okay. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? There it is. There it is right there. Zilla Fatu. All right? Look here. I'm going to raise up out of here. Abel. Yes. You can tell him the stipulations. Yes. I'm out of here.
I'll do that. Look, Zilla, I understand.
Those are no wolf tickets there, Book. That was some strong words. I don't understand how it got to this level, to be honest with you. Whoa.
The Rock.
You know this kid.
What's going on here? There we go.
What the hell?
I don't know. Play the next video.
Dave LaGreca.
I know.
What the hell is that all about?
I don't know.
Okay. But nah, man. That was real right there, bro. That was real. Like I said, that was a lesson. You know, Zilla Fatu Going forward, he will read every contract, line by line. He will not, be interpreted or misquoted or anything like that going forward. He will make sure every T is crossed and every I is dotted going forward. That was a major lesson that Zilla Fatu, and guys, we streamed it live. A lot of people got a chance to see it already, but it's going to be airing, right here on CW39 here in Houston over the next couple of weeks. I know everybody's clamoring to see it. People right now, they're saying, how can we see it? How can we see this footage? You're going to get a chance to see it. It's small clips on the internet where people pirated it, and stole, footage. We had to shut a couple of those sites down because no, it ain't about that. It's about, making sure, if you're gonna play, you're gonna pay. That's the bottom line. That's just the way it is. We bosses here at Reality of Wrestling, and sometimes, like I say, when you cross the boss, something might happen, and that's all. It's just a hard lesson for Zilla. So, you know what I want to do right now?
What's that?
I want to thank, a few people. I want to thank a few people. Ed Stone. I want to throw big props to Ed Stone, a man who stepped up on Saturday night. You know what? I want to give big props to Top Dollar AJ Francis, who played a pivotal role on Saturday night. I owe you one, man. I owe you a big favor. And another man I want to thank, the Reality of Wrestling, perhaps the greatest Reality of Wrestling champion in the history of all times, Gaspar Hernandez. I want to thank Gaspar Hernandez for playing a pivotal role on Saturday night. And one more person I want to thank. I want to thank Booker T, myself, for going out there and doing some of my best work inside the middle of that squared circle. Thank you, Booker. Thank you. That's all the people I want to thank.
Okay. Well, for those of you who subscribe to Title Match Wrestling, you got to see the Battle to the Bell show in its entirety, the entire 2-hour plus affair from the Walker Texas Lawyer Arena. And, I'm hearing that channel members might be getting a little sneak preview here on the Reality Wrestling YouTube channel before that video is taken public for the world to see. So y'all be able to see it before anybody else if you're a subscriber to the Reality Wrestling YouTube channel, Booker T versus Zilla Fatu. If you're not a channel member, do it right now. Do it right this second. And you can get that match tomorrow, from what I'm being told. This is how I understand it. Tomorrow, you'll be able to see the match if you're a YouTube premium member, which we did have a couple members join today. And I do want to give a shout out to Drake Lorenzi and Double M for joining the Reality Wrestling YouTube channel.
Hey, man.
We really appreciate y'all. We salute y'all.
Appreciate you. Most definitely.
Absolutely. But Book, we have to take a break, but there's going to be more on this. I got a lot more to talk to you about, not just this, but all things wrestling and the world of boxing and combat.
Stick around. We'll be back in a minute. Can you dig it, sucker? All right, everyone, it's Booker T and Brad Gilmore here, and we've got something exciting for all you sports, comedy, music, and theater fans out there. We're talking about Game Time, the fastest, easiest way to get your hands on tickets to your favorite events.
That's right, Book. We love all those spontaneous, unforgettable moments, and Game Time is here to make them happen. Whether it's a last-minute decision to see a game or a sudden urge to catch a live show, Game Time has got you covered, giving fans access to tickets even at the last minute in over 60 cities across the United States and Canada.
Hey guys, this ain't about getting in. This is about getting the best seats in the house. With Game Time, you can see images of your seat before you buy it. So no surprises there, guys. You can score tickets swiftly. Skip the line, guys. Just dive straight into the moment.
Absolutely. And listen to this. Game Time guarantees the best prices. Find tickets in the same section in row for less elsewhere Game Time will give you a credit of 110% of the difference. So there's no reason to wait, bro.
So whether it's the thrill of the game, the laughter of the comedy, the rhythm of the music, or the drama of the theater, guys, don't let the opportunity skip by. Choose Game Time. Grab your tickets and just enjoy the moment.
Live should be spontaneous books, so guys, don't miss out. Check out Game Time now on their app or at gametime.co. That's gametime.co.
Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Just download the Game Time app, create an account, and use the code Booker for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Lowest price. Guaranteed. Oh, yes. Boom. Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame. We're talking about street justice went down this weekend at Reality Wrestling Walker, Texas Lawyer Arena. We had the largest gate in Reality Wrestling's 2-year history. And I want to thank all the fans for coming out and seeing me do my thing just one more time, stepping inside the square circle just one more time. People wondered, would Booker T ever step back inside the square circle? You know, and the thing is, I wondered, you know what I mean? I even pondered, would I step back inside the square circle? But I'm going to tell you right now, guys, on Saturday night, it felt damn good. You know what I mean? I still had the legs. You know what I mean? I still had the old scissor kick, the old side kick. You know what I mean? Spin a Rooney. I still had it all. I still had it all. You know what I mean? Did I have to use it? No, I didn't have to use it. But I had it just in case. So I tell you guys, if you're not a member, you better become one, and you better do it now. Because guess what? I do it for you.
Again, subscribe to the Reality Wrestling YouTube channel for premium membership. I swear, Booker, though, I mean, look, I don't know. I don't know, man. How does it feel for you to go out there but not get the praise of the people?
People love me. Did you hear the pop?
I heard the pop, but also
wait a minute. Did you hear the pop?
Yes.
That's the only thing that matters. You know what I mean? Anything
I heard some
anything after that, it doesn't matter. It wasn't like, Hogan or anything like that. You know what I mean? Look here.
Well, no. Wait, let's clarify. It wasn't like Hogan in LA at the Intuit Dome. It was more like Hogan in the Silver Dome. All right, in 87.
I mean, look here. The people, you heard the pop, right? You heard the pop.
I heard the pop.
The people loved me. The people were waiting and anticipating that moment, me walking that aisle just one more time. The thing is, did they want to see me beat up Zilla? No. Nobody look, I didn't want that. Nobody wanted that. So I get the people's frustrations.
Yes.
Like I said, a lot of people drove, many, many miles.
Yes.
To see this match.
Yes.
And a lot of them, they didn't know what the stipulations were.
No.
You know what I mean? They didn't know what the stipulations were. Well, guess what, guys? That's what street justice rules are on a regular basis in the street. You know what I mean? When you, part of that lifestyle, which once upon a time, I was part of that lifestyle, where it gets rough. It gets real rough and rowdy. You know what I mean? I was a part of a game called the Smurfs. You know what I mean? Back in the day, the Smurfs. And I'm gonna tell you right now, we was bad. We was bad dudes, man. And somebody like Zilla Fatu, look here, it's not on his best day could he be a Smurf. Okay? Not on his best day. So my thing is this, man. When this gets,
wait a minute. You were in a group called the Smurfs? Is that what you said?
yes.
Did y'all like who were you? Were you Hefty Smurf? Were you Vanity Smurf? Were you Papa Smurf? Who was Smurfette?
Look,
who had to be Gargamel?
That was just
know what I mean?
That was just the name of the group. Okay, we had our own names. You know what I mean? So
Book Smurf.
Go back
who
and
thought
look it
that
up.
was hard? No, who thought that was hard? I want to know who came up with that.
The Smurfs was hard back then, man. I mean, it was.
I'm not saying y'all weren't, but I'm saying who thought the name was hard.
I don't know. I don't know. One of the boys thought of it. Yeah.
So what do you? We're the Smurfs.
This first.
Say something. Are you NATO Jenkins? Are you NATO Jenkins?
Bro, it's just I'm telling. Look, man, I'm gonna tell you. You know, that's an unassuming name. You know, you don't
It
think
is
that might
unassuming. That's right.
you may not think something's gonna happen to you.
You wouldn't.
Just like Zilla Fatu didn't think something was gonna happen to him Saturday night. And what happened to him? What happened to him, Brad? Go ahead,
Street justice was delivered.
go ahead and tell the people what happened.
Street
Good job.
justice was delivered.
And-
That's what
and-
happened.
go ahead and tell the people though. Tell them what happened. Tell them what
I
happened.
mean, Zilla Fatu suffered his first pinfall loss of his professional wrestling career. That's what happened. Everybody sees it. Everybody knows it. They saw it. It's all over the internet. Reactors getting millions of views
Yeah.
to this. I mean, it's been all over social, all over the sites. People know what happened.
Mhm.
But this is my question to you, Booker T. What is Zilla Fatu going to do next? Do you think he's just going to let that happen? You know, last I checked, you came with a gang of guys with you, but I mean, he comes from a bloodline of guys. Might be able to back him up.
Look, man.
Just saying.
You know what? That's true. That's true. You know what I mean? But I run reality of wrestling. You know what I mean? Nobody walked through the door. I mean, I got security. I got major security. We got cameras. You know what I mean? We got, metal detectors. You know, we've warning guys down. You know what I mean? We got, the satellites, stuff like that. We got it covered, bro. We got it covered as far as, extra added, protection, if you want to call it that. And my thing is, I know about the bloodline. I know all of them. I know all of those. And the thing is, those guys are busy taking care of their own business right now. Zilla Fatu is like an outcast. Nobody likes him. Nobody, you know what? He's like the black sheep of the family. Who's going to help him? Who's going to come to Zilla's aid? Zilla has to come to work now, and he has to look at me, and know that he was humbled. Okay, and that's all that was about. When you got a son, sometimes you got to chastise him and tell him, look, son, look here. Until you start paying the bills around here, you need to understand that I run this here. You feel me? That's normally the way it is in a household, right?
Right.
Until you want to start paying your own bills, you get your car, you buy it, and then you pay your own insurance note and all that stuff. Till that happens, look, man, it's my way or the highway. Zilla Fatu, look, we're gonna meet again, and I'm gonna talk to this young man. I told you before, right? I don't hate him. I love this kid. I love all my students. And sometimes my students, they get a little too big for their britches, right? Sometimes they just leave and go somewhere else, and do other things.
Yeah.
But sometimes they stick around and they find themselves in a better place because they know I got their interests in mind. Look at the Ryan Davisons of the world.
Yeah.
Look at the Ed Stones, and the Gaspar Hernandezes of the world. I mean, look at the AJ Francis's. AJ and I, we made road trips together. Remember Treasures? I schooled this kid. He sat under the learning tree, under my left wing. You know what I mean? Learning the knowledge of the game. A lot of people wrote Top Dollar off, and look at him now. He's one of the top heels in the country. All to that expert tutelage, all to that expert knowledge passed down to the young man. All those road trips, you're looking for, artifacts, treasures. You feel me? So my thing is this: Zilla Fatu, if you're listening to this, I know you're listening. Listen closely, Zilla. We can fix this. We don't want to go down that street justice road anymore. We don't have to do that, okay? We don't have to do that. Just like I said, we didn't have to be there from jump. All you had to do was just follow my lead. And trust me, Zilla, I'm going to take you to the promised land. Now, if you don't do that, and follow the instructions properly, it's going to be hell to pay. I'm just saying.
Okay.
You think street justice was something? Huh? You think that was something?
It was something.
All right. We got something even better in mind next time. All right. And I know there's a lot of people out there love Zilla. Everybody would want to support him. This kid's going to have a great future. Got a hell of a look. You know what I mean? He's going to get the rocket put on him one day. He's going to be world champion. He's going to be world champion many times over. Trust me, that came from me. All because I'm teaching him the right way. Sometimes, man, it ain't easy, man. It ain't easy raising kids. It's not easy. You know what I mean? Especially when you got like 50 of them. Like me, talking about my students.
You're about your students. Let's clarify.
It's hard. And sometimes, man.
Apparently.
Look here. Sometimes. But like I said, we're going to get it right. If you got anything else, guys out there you want to ask about Zillify too, put it in the comments. We'll make sure we get to it. We got to take a quick break. Stick around, guys. You're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute.
Hey everybody, Brad Gilmore here with the one and only Booker T, and today we're not just talking about wrestling, we're talking about something that's changed the game for both of us personally, and that's Mando Whole Body Deodorant.
Yeah, that's right, Brad. You know, the most valuable thing in the world could be that #1 draft pick or home field advantage throughout the playoffs, but you know what's second? Time.
Absolutely, Book, and let me tell you, managing body odor, that used to eat up a lot of time. Always worrying about it, especially around midday, but not anymore since we started using Mando.
Yeah, but tell them why, Brad.
Well, Mando isn't like those other deodorants that just mask the odor with heavy fragrances. Mando stops odor at the source. It blocks bacteria on your skin from breaking down sweat, which, by the way, is what really causes that BO.
And it's clinically proven to control that odor for up to 72 hours. Now that's long-lasting, man.
It really frees up so much time since switching to Mando. I've even perfected my half-court shot, believe it or not.
Man, that's awesome. And let me add, I've been using Mando everywhere. Pits, grundles, and even those stinky crevices. We all got. It's aluminum-free, cruelty-free, dye-free, and vegan. Designed by a doctor who knew what was up about body odor, man.
And for our listeners, we got something special. New customers can get $5 off the Mando starter pack. That's over 40% off. Just use our code BOOKER at shopmando.com. That's SHOPMANDO.com.
Use shopmando.com. Check out their starter pack. Brad and I would not steer you wrong.
With Mando, you're really taking care of your body odor anywhere and everywhere. Give it a try and let us know what you think.
All right, now back to wrestling. But remember, control your body odor anywhere, anytime with Mando, and save big with the promo code Booker at shopmando.com. Boom, welcome back inside the Hall of Fame. What you laughing at, man?
Oh, look, man, I love our reality wrestling commenters here in the Hall of Fame. Oh, they're so funny. Sometimes they just say something that makes me laugh. And I got to highlight this one because we made mention of it. And I just got a shout out to Mike Wootson with a good joke. It's regarding the Hogan at the Intuit Dome. Mike said, crowd said, that's not going to work for me, brother. That's a good one, Mike. That's a good one, man. I got to give you that one.
Getting old sucks, man. You know what I mean? Because you lose your focus, when you're getting older. I think that's what Hogan has done over the years. He's lost his focus and lost his way as far as being able to connect with young people. And that's the thing too. I always talk about that as far as young people. You don't know how to change with the times. Time will pass you by. Remember, I say that all the time.
All the time.
That's why I got so many young people around me that keeps me grounded from a perspective. I try to listen to different music. Just so I could not get caught up in what we listened to back in the day, just because a lot of people, like just say, for instance, 1980 was a good year, man. And that might have been some people's best year. They never want to leave. They never want to. They think about it. They want to go back there. And that's something, for me, I've always thought about being able to change your times. It's like Hogan, oh, God bless him, man, with the bandana and, the tearing the shirt off and, the flexing the muscles and stuff, whatnot. Come on. It's only going to work for so long, I think.
Yeah.
I think it's only going to work for so long.
I don't know if it's exactly that was the reason.
No, I'm just saying.
But I hear what you're saying. Yeah.
I'm just, it's got a lot to do with a lot, but I'm just saying having that same character forever and not just being, just say, for instance, a regular person,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, look, I mean, that was a big topic conversation coming out of the Netflix debut, which I thought was an awesome debut for WWE. I think it was like 5 million viewers or something like that. And then that was followed into NXT the next night for New Year's Evil, which they actually went up and replayed New Year's Evil on CW. There was a double airing of NXT this week. So, I mean, obviously the shows have been off the hook, but you know what, man? And I'm just going to be honest, because it's 2025 and we got to be honest, right? Like, that's just what we got to do this year. It was sad for me to see Hogan get booed like that and to see Jimmy Hart in the background. I'm not saying it's warranted or not. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not talking about the reasons it was or wasn't. But Hogan, when I was young, man, that was Hogan. He was like the coolest guy, even in the NWO. He was the coolest guy. And then to see him all these years later getting booed, but like, here's the thing though. Like, it was even at the points of the promo that he was getting booed, which made it worse because he would say, I've had a lot of great tag team partners, brother, but none of them have been as great as you people here tonight. Boo! We hate ourselves. And then it's like, I've had a lot of good tag team partners like the Macho Man Randy Savage and Andre the Giant. Boo! We don't care.
I felt bad for Jimmy Hart.
I thought Jimmy Hart was going to have a fit back there waving the flag.
Just felt bad for Jimmy. I mean, Jimmy's a good dude. Jimmy's just been doing his work for the last 30 years.
Yeah.
And it's been a good gig. I'm sure it's been a damn good ride for Jimmy Hart all these years, man. And it's just kind of sad to see how I don't know. I think it's just era too. You know what I mean? I think it's the young people. They're different. It's a totally different world that we're living in now. And just say, for instance, a lot of these fans who, perhaps that were booing, they perhaps never watched Hulk Hogan, do his thing. They don't even know who, they've never seen Andre the Giant match. You know what I mean? And I say that because I get a lot of kids that come up to me right now, and they don't know anything about my wrestling career. They know me as a commentator.
Yeah, that's a trip.
You know what I mean? So I can see being disconnected from the fans and not being able to go out there and have that magic today in 2025 like it worked in 85, 80, 90, whatever. It's a different world now. I really think that way. That's why, for me, I try to put, young guys, I would just say this. I just try to get young guys their props. I try to make sure I put the young guy in a certain position. I know people are going to be saying, "Well, what about Zilla?" The story is be continued. All right, just follow on the story. And then you might say, "Well, damn it, he did it again." But no, my thing is just being able to go out there and keep it real more than anything.
Yeah, I mean, and look, obviously Hogan had a lot of stuff that went on, outside of the squared circle, but I do say this, like, it doesn't really matter what, like be that as it may, you separate, man from his body of work, and like what Hogan meant to wrestling, right, can never be taken away from him. But so it's got to. So the only thing I was thinking from his perspective is, you're considered one of the greats of wrestling, top 10. Some people might still put him on the Mount Rushmore or what have you. And you go out there and you get like unmercifully booed by the people who should be cheering you more than anybody. It's got to mess with. he had to walk back through that curtain and not, I don't care what anybody says. He didn't just brush that off. Like, you just don't brush that off. He might say, oh, it's all right, brother. It's LA, brother. Or, he might say that, but that messes with somebody. It would mess with me.
I mean, when you've been doing this as long as he's been doing it, it's one thing about the fans, he's a little baby face. I think the fans know what we're doing here, right? And at the end of the day, they normally respect you for what you've done inside the ring, or unless you've turned them off to the point to where that what we say is good heat, and then it's go away heat.
Go away heat.
Exactly. I mean, maybe he's created a lot of that go away heat with a lot of people to where, I don't know. It's hard watching this Hulk Hogan compared to the Hulk Hogan that we watched in the 80s.
Yeah.
It really is. It's a totally different person that we're watching. And the thing is, you say, what you put on the red and yellow, you're the same person. No, you're not. You know what I mean? It's hard to look at, people, especially these days with social media. Everybody has an opinion about you. And today's opinion is voiced very, very loudly. And we got a chance to see it in real time. I think that's what that was. And like you said, would I have felt a certain way if that happened to me? Man, heck yeah. I would have felt a certain way. No, because I remember when I came back, to the Rumble in 2012. And I walked out the curtain, man, bang, Big Pop, and I go, man, they still love me. Then when I just came out a few years ago, Big Pop, and I go, man, they still love me. It's one of those things you want that affirmation.
Yeah.
You want that confirmation, knowing that the fans still love you, for what, you bring them, what you've given them over the years and whatnot. And to see, where that dude is, and to say the word dude, is, it's far from grace. It really truly is. It really truly is. And what was the linchpin to make it all happen and make all those fans feel that way? Man, it could be a multitude of things, man. But I tell you what, man, I don't know. I wouldn't want to be that. I wouldn't want to be that guy. I really wouldn't.
No, and especially, and that's my thing. It's just like how much that he has meant to wrestling. I mean, there's no doubt about his impact on it, especially on the WWE and WCW. Like, honestly, you have to be honest about his legacy and what he did in wrestling. I mean, so much is owed to him and his drawing power. But so it's just,
these days, man, I mean, you got to just keep it real, just because these days people are looking for something to, call you out on. It's just like me, being locked up. If not, if everybody, if I didn't put it out there, trust me, somebody will be wanting to put it out there for me.
Oh yeah.
And then not only put it out there, they're going to want to create the narrative.
Yeah.
And then that narrative is the thing that's going to stick, So for me these days, man, if you're just not real, people are going to try to find something on you to try to make you look a certain way. And the thing with him, they don't have to look for it. I say it all the time. You put yourself in a position, something can happen. And with him, he's put himself in a position, where stuff can happen. And it's like I said, it's a damn shame, because I was a Hulkamaniac when I was a kid. You know what I mean?
How could you not be?
And a buddy of mine, name's Butler. We used to. That's when I was locked up too. We used to act like Hogan all the time, and it was, brother. You know what I mean? We used to call ourselves Super Brothers. You know what I mean? I swear it was stupid, but it got me through that time. Watching those matches, you know what I mean? Hogan, fading out of the camera screen, whatnot. So nah, man. I get it. I understand why people feel the way they do, man. Because again, like I say, I was one of the guys that was on the bandwagon once upon a time. We got to take a break, guys. Stick around. You're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute. Hey, y'all, Booker T here alongside with my main man, Brad Gilmore. And today we're talking about something that could really change the game when it comes to how you get paid.
That's right, Booker, because let's face it, life doesn't just happen every 2 weeks. So why wait for a payday? With EarnIn, the money you've earned already can be in your hands today.
EarnIn is this incredible app that lets you access your pay as you earn it. We're talking about up to $100 per day and up to $750 each pay period.
All you got to do is download the EarnIn app, verify your paycheck, and boom, you can access up to $100 a day as you work. And the cool part, you just leave an optional tip, and any money you access plus the tip gets repaid when your next paycheck rolls in.
You know, Brad, I'm always talking about staying ready so you don't have to get ready, right? Imagine having that extra cash for that surprise date night, or maybe when you have to take the furry little friend to the vet unexpectedly. You know.
Absolutely, Booker. Or even those times when you need to grab a last-minute gift, or maybe you're a little short on rent, or hey, even you might want to pick up some new gear for yourself or your kids or your lady.
Folks, make EarnIn part of your financial playbook. Join over 3.5 million customers who are finding financial stability and peace of mind thanks to EarnIn.
So don't wait around for a payday. Get your money when you need it and take control of your finances. Download EarnIn today and experience what it's like to access pay on your terms.
Get started with EarnIn now and join the millions who are getting their pay their way. It's time to EarnIn, not just earn. Check it out, man. Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame. A lot going on with that thing, man. But let's move on.
Yeah. We'll move on. Let's talk about Skip Bayless. No, I'm kidding.
What has he done lately?
You didn't hear the lawsuit thing?
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah. I was just making a joke.
Yeah.
Not that the lawsuit's a joke. I'm just saying about Skip Bayless. Now I wanted to talk more about Raw on Netflix and NXT New Year's Evil, because obviously everybody was out. The stars were out for Raw on Netflix. You had The Undertaker show up, The Rock show up. We talked about obviously Hogan be there, Triple H, Travis Scott. They had the main event with Seth and CM Punk, which by the way is a really, really great match. And Punk seemed real fired up afterward. And you had a whole new vibe going on. And I feel like that vibe carried over into NXT the next night. But what did you think about what you saw the Raw on Netflix debut and then NXT New Year's Evil?
I just got a chance to see clips of the Netflix deal because I was flying.
Yeah.
I was in the air. And it seemed to have been a big hit. But I tell you what, New Year's Evil was, man, it was off the chain, man. It was a monster show. And to see now 2 new champions opening up 2025 it's definitely going to be huge. Julia now the NXT Women's Champion, Oba Femi the NXT champion, and Oba, he's done so much so soon in his career. He seemed like one of those guys that's going to have like one of those Hall of Fame careers, and seemed like he's going to do it in about 10 years. I'm serious. Then Julia, being so young in the game, but being so smart as well. Yeah. And the thing is, she doesn't even speak English like fluid or anything like that. But she still understands the universal language of going out there and performing inside the square circle. And she does it so freaking well, So I give her big props. I give my girl Roxanne Perez big props as well, because she went out there and performed at a very, very high level. I always talk about, at my school that your losses, you got to go out there and put in more work for your losses that you got to put in for your wins. And I tell you, she went out there and did that, and she did it to the utmost, man. Trick Williams went out there and performed at the highest level for me, even in his loss as well. Trick Williams looked better than he ever have in his loss, and that's something that I could commend, those two on, and going out there and performing. Man, you got to go out there and lay it all on the line. And I tell you, what a freaking show New Year's Evil was.
Well, I commend all the performers on New Year's Evil, especially Roxanne Perez and Julia. That was just such a great match.
But I also, wanted to point out, what did you think of the great one, the Brahma Bull being on the show? That was his first appearance on NXT, and it seemed like he had kind of free reign to talk about what he wanted a little bit there. But obviously, Ava, his daughter, is the general manager of the show, and I thought that he added to it, and he got the interactions with the young talent like Ethan Page, and you and I spoke about it. I love that Ethan Page got that moment because he didn't seem like the moment was too big for him. He felt like this is where he's supposed to be. I'm real big on Ethan Page and Trick and Oba and a lot of the guys they have over there. But what did you think of The Rock's appearance on New
I
Year's
thought
Eve?
the Ethan Page, man, that was a cool rub, for Ethan Page. That's what I
Yeah.
call that. That was the rub, because I didn't see Ethan Page being that guy in that role, but I did not see Ethan Page being that guy in that role, and he handled being in that role very, very well. So I was like, man, big ups to the kid, man. He did damn good. But there again, he's a guy who's been in the business for a while too, who understands the business. As I said when Ethan Page came to NXT, I say, man, he's a great asset. I said that, and what an asset he is. But The Rock, of course, having a free range, like you said, I think it's really, really good for the young guys to get a chance to see that in real time. Where a guy doesn't have a script and he has to still go out there and entertain the fans. He has to say something, that the fans are gonna, bite into, and then he has to make that quota. He's got to, at the same time, he has to make that time, and I tell you, man, those guys, man, they were squirming their asses off. They were over there, they were doing all kind of waving stuff. He was doing everything. And he went all the way to the second, can you smell what The Rock is cooking out? You know what I mean? I was like, wow, man. It's so good for those young guys to be able to see how you're supposed to go out there and do that and how fun it's supposed to be when you're doing it, and I tell you, nobody does it better than The Rock. Always talked about The Rock promo skills, especially when we would be on a trip from Houston to, New Orleans, and he would hit every spot in that promo. That was a landmark from Houston all the way to freaking, New Orleans, going across that bridge, everything, he bring it up and the crowd would be going crazy, you know what I mean? Like, man, this guy has mastered the art of, cutting a promo. But no, I think that was huge for NXT. I'm sure it was huge for Ava, to have her dad in the building. He came out, was really cool. He gave me an acknowledgement, which was really cool. After the show was over with, we had a, interaction as well, and that was cool, because I've always respected that dude and what he did and what he brought to the game from day one. I always looked at him as a businessman, and he's always played his cards very, very close to his vest. And I've always respected that as well. And like I say, to see him, that was the first time I think I've seen The Rock. I don't know, and I don't know in how many years that we've seen each other in person.
Yeah.
So it was a really cool moment for me too. So yeah, it was good to see him.
Yeah, when you talk about his promo ability, I know exactly what you're talking about because he would always have those same promos where he'd be like, The Rock woke up in Houston and he got some taquitos from Whataburger, and he'd like walk you through it.
Yeah,
and then he'd say, and then he got into New Orleans, Louisiana, and before he hit the Smoothie King Center, he went to Cafe Du Monde and had some,
exactly,
whatever they are.
Exactly. Yeah,
and then he would top it off by saying, and he did all that so he could stand here in the ring and say, finally, The Rock. And it's like, God dang, this guy.
Oh, man.
So
he was
good.
Really good, man. He was really good, man, at that, man. I always respected that dude. I always said I might have respected him a little bit too much when I first came to the company and had my, first little feud with him. I was like, man, I should have beat him up a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? I let him off the hook a little bit, but it was like I say, it was great seeing him. Like I say, he brought a lot to the NXT arena, as well as we got a new third wheel.
That's how you describe it.
I was about to ask you about, hey, and how was it to have Corey Graves on the show with you? And you call this man a third wheel?
Yes.
That's messed up. I'm just letting you know.
Yeah. We had Corey Graves with us in the booth. That was
You look thrilled.
That was something that was very, very refreshing. Let's just say that.
Okay, that's good. Refreshing is good.
Yeah. Did you ever had one of those ice plunges?
What, an ice sponge?
Ice plunge.
Oh, ice plunge, like sitting in the ice bath?
Yeah.
I haven't had one, no. But I can imagine that it's actually not refreshing.
It's refreshing. That's the kind of refreshing I'm talking about.
Where you're tense and questioning why this is happening?
I'm just saying.
Why you gotta be like that, man? Come on, man. You gotta be that way.
But no. We got a third man in the booth.
There you go. Third man.
Yeah.
Not a wheel. Third man. Golly, man. It's crazy.
What's wrong with the third wheel, man? What's
third
wrong
wheel applies like he's the odd man out. Like he's not supposed to be there.
Oh, I didn't. You know what? I didn't know that.
Shut up.
I'm just saying, man. You know me, man. I'm just sometimes, I just say stuff. But no, we got a whole lot more. Like I say,
we got a bunch of super chats to get to.
No. I want to talk to you about what do you think about Obafemi, and I want to talk to you about Julia's role. What do you think they're going to bring to NXT in 2025 as far as being being the guys? Being the guys, being the girl. Let's talk about that for a minute. Stick around, guys. You're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute.
Every time I come here, I just have so much fun. I go home and we just can't stop talking about it till we come back.
The whole roster, top to bottom, star-studded guys.
We drove 12 hours from Atlanta just to come see it. One missing for the world.
It's one of the premier independent wrestling promotions across America.
It's a well-oiled machine, and there's a lot of good talent. It's very rare on in these shows to see so much talent on one show.
The organization that he has right now, I think and truly believe that it's one of the best organizations out there.
Brian Keith is 15 feet in the air! Brian Keith from up top!
A lot of fun, a lot of good athletes, good wrestlers, good family fun.
I've been around with a lot of the other independent groups, but this to me is a very, very top and first-class operation.
Reality of wrestling, one word, heart. And that's what Booker T is bringing to Houston. It's already special.
He's created opportunity, and he's creating great talent, as you guys well know.
You can't make it happen without these young people, without the fans coming out and supporting this thing. This is the flagship of Texas wrestling. This is the beginning of something big. It ain't gonna stop.
It's the best damn promotion in the country right now. The best independent promotion in the country. The best talent, the best coach and teacher that there ever was. And this is where it's at right here in the reality of wrestling. Believe that.
Oh my goodness! A Davidson driver!
It's very professional. It's a very good production. Booker's doing it right. I really enjoyed being a part of it.
Oh, what a rush!
The future of wrestling is reality of wrestling. That's the reality of the situation.
I'm Roddy Piper, and you're watching Reality of Wrestling. Be there, be square, baby.
Can you dig it, sucker?
You are listening to the Hall of Fame. Here's Booker T and Brad Gilmore.
Oh, yeah, man. Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame. You know what? I just want to speak on Obafemi for a second. I want to ask you, what do you really, really think about Obafemi? Because I think he's like supernatural, man. I really think this is a guy who could be the future of the business. I really think he could be that one guy that go to the main roster and really take it by storm. What do you think about Obafemi's true potential?
I couldn't agree with you more. And I know we've talked about Oba before on the show, and he's real young in his career. And was he a shot putter? That's what he was, something like that.
Yeah.
He's just got kind of that freak strength, that extraordinary ability to go out there. But more importantly, it's not so much what he does in the ring, just as much as how he makes you feel when he's in the ring, in his entrance. When you hear the crowd go crazy for Oba, you know what? Virgil Dawkins just said it in the chat, and I couldn't agree more. Obafemi reminds me of a Brock Lesnar type of guy. That level of, once in a generation type talent. In all honesty, and I agree with you. I could see him being a top draw on the main roster in a couple years. Once Obafemi, can you imagine like Oba, a couple more years, maybe a year and a half, 2 years, and it's him and Roman Reigns across from one another, or John Cena, gives Oba the rub in his farewell tour, or I don't know. I just feel like already he has that sense of authenticity and legitimacy that is rare.
It's something about this, like I say, these NIL guys. I swear to God, man, it's something about these guys. They pick it up so quick. Unlike, just like, say, for instance, a lot of people in the independent world. I don't know, maybe because the independent world, you learn a lot of bad habits.
You
pick up a lot of bad traits. With these NIL guys, they're coming in and they're learning television. They're learning how to go out and perform. And then they bring in such a realism to the game at the same time. I love, how Tiffany Stratton just took off like a rocket, and now she's a champ. I don't think we've ever had a champion that got in the business as late in the game as she did and went on to become the women's world champion in WWE as fast as she did. I think she might be the quickest.
She might be. You know what? If so, well deserved.
No. It just big ups to this NIL program and Triple H and how they put this thing together, and I swear it's paying dividends, because I always talked about the system and more of the talent that's coming from out of the system, and for a while there, I didn't see a lot of movement as far as guys that you saw that was noticeable, like a Tiffany Stratton, like a Obafemi. You know what I mean? So right now, man, it's working, and like I said, a guy like Obafemi is definitely, I think, going to take this business by storm. And I want to touch on Julia for a second too, because people always think that I hate on Julia because I always give Roxanne a whole lot of props. But I just want to take a moment here for a second to talk about Julia's rise and what she did over in New Japan and in Stardom, as well, and then now in NXT. You don't make it as far as someone like Julia has made it, by slipping on a banana peel or by osmosis or anything like that. It's just by hard work and how much you really, really put in your craft. And that's what I really was talking about, that universal language, being able to come over here, and the English barrier doesn't affect her at all inside the squared circle. That just tells me she's a pure naturalist as far as going out there and performing inside the squared circle. She's so good at what she does. In the first match she had with Roxanne Perez, I go, man, this girl is really, really good. So my thing is, man, I'm loving being a part of perhaps the greatest women's roster in the history of all professional wrestling right now, and that's NXT.
I agree with you on that last sentiment. The NXT women's roster is it's an embarrassment of riches that they have over there right now. But Book, we have this segment and the next one, so we need to go ahead and get to some of these super chats because we have a ton of them rolling through. Are you ready to take a few?
Let's do it, man. Do it. Super bad.
This comes from the Baddest Son. Baddest Son says, does Kidman still work at NXT? Can you get him on the podcast? Billy Kidman, I'm assuming.
Billy Kidman. I think Kidman works on the main roster.
Yeah.
I think he's a producer, not a producer, but he sits at the desk and he times out the show and whatnot. Yeah, I think he's still working there, if I'm not mistaken. With the new regime, don't quote me on that.
Would you have Kidman on the show?
Oh, heck yeah, man. But then again, what am I talking to him about?
His career. What you're going to talk to him about, what he thinks of the upcoming cold front. You can't talk to him about wrestling. What the hell do you mean?
I mean, come on, man. Come on.
Do you ever see the time where Kidman did the shooting star and he landed on the buckle?
I was there.
You were there?
Yes.
See, that's what I want to talk about.
I
I'd
saw
love
it
to hear
live,
that.
but we talked about that before.
We did?
No, him and I.
Oh,
him
you
I.
and him.
Him and I, yes.
Yeah. What a crazy, crazy.
It totally screwed his psyche up. He could never do it again after that, right? He never could do it. He had to just drop that move after that.
Billy Kidman, man.
I think he was working Disco Inferno that night, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, that's why he messed it up. He was just distracted.
Come on, man. Disco was a good worker, man.
No, I got love for Disco. Mike Woodson says Tyson Fury officially retiring yesterday, but good news, we're getting Crawford and Canelo in September. Who you guys going for? Yeah, I saw Tyson Fury, retires with, I think, 2 losses on his record and a draw. Obviously, that was with Deontay Wilder. Impressive run as the heavyweight champion. I'll never forget, right before COVID shutting down, seeing Wilder Fury 2 in Vegas at the MGM. It's going to be one of the fights that I'll always remember and talk about. An incredible legacy. Looked like he started to get, started to age out a little bit toward the end there. Not saying that he's still not a skilled boxer, but, they're just guys coming for that top spot.
As well as, when you start making all that Saudi money, you get lazy, man.
That's
you know what I mean?
Saudi money,
I mean, he made a boatload of money over there, in just a couple of fights. It's hard to get up, to go out and take those punches. It's the smartest thing Tyson Fury could have ever done, for his career, for his life, is get up out of this business. Seriously. I mean, he's got enough money. What do you got to prove? He doesn't have anything to prove or anything like that. But Canelo versus Crawford.
Yeah.
Oh man, that should be
fireworks.
That should be something that everybody should want to be a part of. Just because we've been waiting for a long time to see Canelo actually go out there and perform, against one of these up and coming true champions, and that's something that we haven't seen. So that fight for me is definitely something on the books. I would love to see that.
Yeah, we're going to see what happens with Canelo and Crawford later on in the year, because they're talking about September would be the next one. Cali Toenail.
Give us some Roni, brother. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Cali Toenail says he's finished. He's done. Not one wolf ticket sold.
Bro.
Hashtag bookend. Hashtag street justice.
Oh.
Do I smell a sequel? Shout out AJ Francis. All is well in the kingdom.
Hey, man, I appreciate it, Callie. Hey, man, stay tuned. Stay tuned to Reality of Wrestling. One of the best shows on television right now, as well as you can catch it on YouTube on a weekly basis. Every Sunday we post new shows. And I want to give my crew a shout out, man. All my crew at Reality of Wrestling, Kevin Bernhardt and all the guys, for really, really pulling this thing together. Tully, everybody who really pulled this thing together this time, because we streamed it. We were only supposed to stream 1 hour. We actually ended up streaming 2 hours. It was something that we was pretty much, putting our toe in the water, not for the first time, but for the first time at this magnitude.
Yeah.
And I tell you, I think we pulled it off pretty well. I don't know anybody that saw the stream said it was a problem or anything like that. Everybody seemed to, got good quality stream and whatnot. So, man, I just want to give my guys, man, big props, man. We did it at Reality of Wrestling, and it's onward and upward 2025.
And shout out to Kurt Casper, who helped put the production together, David, and also Roman, who helped put that great video package together.
Most definitely, man.
Shout out to my guy, Roman.
Yeah.
We have time for another one.
Yeah, one more. We got time.
Hefe Pilot with the $20 super chat. We appreciate you, Hefe. Oh, I gave you this Tenderoni one there. What's up, King Booker and the boat? Good win Saturday, OG. My birthday was last Tuesday. I turned 25. My main focus is to get ready for the row. I'm almost finished with the goal. 2025 is going to be the year. Yeah. Oh, yeah, man.
Hey, man, we're always looking for talent at Reality of Wrestling. We're always looking for who's going to be, not just talent. We're looking for, commentators. We're looking for referees.
All of them.
I even got somebody shadowing me right now, talking about, a writer's job, So nah, man, it's all about trying to get in where you fit in at Reality of Wrestling. So hopefully you get down there soon. Stick around, guys. You're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute.
Hey everyone, it's Brad Gilmore from the Hall of Fame here with the one and only Booker T, the 5-time WCW champion, and we're excited to talk to you about something that's been a game changer for the both of us. That's HelloFresh.
That's right, Brad. HelloFresh makes home cooking easy, fun, and affordable with farm fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep. You can skip those tiring trips to the grocery store and dive straight into cooking delicioso meals, man.
Absolutely, Book. HelloFresh offers over 50 recipes and a ton of market items to choose from every single week. You can say goodbye to meal planning woes and hello to convenience. I've been loving their quick and easy recipes. They're ready in 20 minutes or less, which means I can spend less time in the kitchen and more time enjoying that Texas summer sunshine.
And let me tell you, the fit and wholesome recipes are perfect for keeping you feeling great all summer long. They're balanced packed with fresh produce at under 650 calories per serving. Plus, HelloFresh kids-friendly recipes are picky eater proof. My kids love them.
And here's the best part, BT. If you go to HelloFresh.com/freebooker, that's HelloFresh.com/freebooker right now, you can get one free breakfast item for life, forever, the entire time you're alive. That is HelloFresh.com/freebooker.
America's #1 meal kit. Baby, trust me, you won't regret it. HelloFresh takes the hassle out of meal planning, shopping, and most of the prep. You just choose your meals, select a delivery date, and get cooking, man.
So what are you waiting for? Go to HelloFresh.com/freebooker. That's HelloFresh.com/freebooker for free breakfast for life. HelloFresh.com/freebooker.
Boom. Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame. I know we got super chatters, man. Let's finish chatting them up.
We're going to keep rolling with our super chats today.
Super chat.
Our next one comes from Angley Duckling Institution 2025. Booker T versus Brad Gilmore. My money's on Brad. Well, maybe in Street Justice when I bring my crew, the Smurfs, and we lay the smackdown on you. But no, I don't see that happening.
Hey,
I don't see us having a match.
Put your money on Brad if you want to. All right?
Make sure it's a small amount of money.
Make some easy money here. Let's
Don't do all that. Joseph White just gave some love. What's up, Joseph? We appreciate you, brother.
Joseph. Most definitely. We appreciate you.
Callie Toner says, I can't recall a time where so many titles changed hands in a week. In a week for faces. Only where Nia go from here. Her run as the world, as a women, what's the WTH? What does that mean? World Women's Top? Was what
women's title holder? I don't know.
Oh wait, her run was what the hell? I don't know what that means. I'm not sure. And Roxanne is main roster time, right? Is it main roster time for Roxanne?
I'm not gonna say it's time for the main roster. I'm not gonna say it's not time. The time is gonna be when she go there. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah.
Just because I don't want to put any pressure on Roxanne Perez, because I tell all of them when they go from NXT to the main roster, it's a difference. It's you're gonna be working. It's a total difference in what you did on NXT and then doing it on the main roster from a going around the world perspective on a regular basis. You got to be ready for that. So for Roxanne, I just want to be ready for it. Do I think she's ready for it right now? Yeah, I think she's ready for it, but I wouldn't necessarily say, man, let's pull the trigger on it right now. But there again, I would not do it if I got something for her.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, is she ready? For my estimation, yeah. I mean, she's top talent. But I'm with you, Book. She's ready when her number's called.
I think when she does get to the main roster, she's going to shock and amaze. She's going to shock and amaze.
Yeah.
Because she works so much bigger than she actually is. She works up to the level to the opponent that she's working. I just can't wait to actually see it when it actually happens.
Alex Cosentino says, if WWE gave you the choice, would you rather face John Cena or Trick Williams in 2025? And would you do a best of 5 with Cena on the retirement tour? Woo!
I don't think I'm like, I don't think I can make the best of five. To be honest, let's just forget
The
about
best
that.
of 5 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But I love to do something with Trick Williams. You know what I mean? I think
Whoa.
that would be something really, really cool in 2025. If I can muster up the old gas to actually be able to go out there and get something done. And the thing is, man, my right knee's been killing me. If I can get my right knee to work for me, 2025 could be that year for me to get something done with Trick Williams. I know he wants to do it. He's been freaking texting me. He's done all kind of stuff. He's been goading me, trying to get me into a match, putting stuff on social media, So nah, man, to be able to get in there with that kid would be, and that would be special. It really would.
I would love to see it, man. I would love to see it. So long as I'm on the call, at Reality Wrestling. Virgil Dawkins says, Booker, I've heard of wrestlers working hurt, but can you talk about if you or someone else working with a migraine or the flu and what's that like? Now, I know, didn't you tell a story where you had a bad migraine during a tour or something? Did I make that up?
No, I had a migraine one night I had to work, and it was debilitating to the point to where it was a house show, and they had to put me in this dark room and cut the light off. And I stayed in there for I don't know how long, just trying to get it to go away. And that's one of the only times I ever had a migraine on the road. I got sick really, really bad. I'm coming from India. And I was in the hospital for 5 days. Almost died. William Regal, he got really, really sick on that tour as well. So, but no, those would be the only times I would have found myself like in those situations, migraine, and again getting sick. From drinking the water over there.
I was gonna ask, what was it? Was the water or something?
I had one drink right before we got ready to leave, and it was the Jack and Coke, and it was an ice cube. And that's what I think got me. And it was the end of the tour, and I was so sick on that flight coming home. And it's such a long flight, and I was so sick, man. I remember.
Oh, that's the worst.
Yeah, I remember getting back to TV, and that was the time where. No, we got to get out of here.
No, we're good.
But I was at TV. And I was so out of it, right? I'm so out of it. And I remember Chris Jericho coming to me, and they put they pumped one IV in me, right? Put it in me, they squeezed it in me, right? And then they hooked me up with another bag, and they was letting it drip. And Chris Jericho comes in, and he goes, "Okay, Buck, this is the only thing we're gonna need you to do in the match tonight." And I'm dying on the table, and they literally took me and put me in an ambulance and took me to the hospital, and I was in the hospital 5 days. Yeah.
So you didn't make the spot in the match, is what you're saying?
I didn't make the spot.
So must go on. Virgil Dawkins does say too, do you think it's still important for fans to educate themselves and watch old stuff, or is the current product so good it doesn't matter anymore? Well, no, you always should watch older wrestling.
If you're a fan, I would say, watch, a little bit, what I mean? But I know how it is, man. People got too much going on in their lives to be going back and watching old wrestling all the time. But my thing is, if you could, catch it, somebody you like, you say, man, I wonder what they were like, back in the day. It's always good to go back and see stuff like that. You know what I mean? Just to say, oh man, this guy really was, the stuff. He really was as good as, people talked about and whatnot, So for young wrestlers, for fans, and like I say, not so much, but for young wrestlers, I think, going back and seeing a little bit, but for fans, man, it's hard, really. I get it.
I mean, yeah, I guess it's different, but for me, like, I love going back and watching old matches and just go, oh man, this guy, like, because I think that I look for probably something different. You might look for something different than just a regular fan would look for, and so I can understand, I guess, but I'd say go back and watch them all. Watch every WrestleMania. M Music says, Booker T, make sure you read the fine print. We're officially on the road to WrestleMania. Oba was the right call. What happens to Roxanne now, and any early Rumble predictions?
All of that, man. All of that, reading the fine print. Zilla, you know what I mean? Oba Femi. was the right call 100%. Even though, like I said, Trick Williams, if he would have won that match, I wouldn't have been mad. If Eddie Thorpe would have flipped on a banana peel and won the match, I wouldn't have been mad. I'm serious. I just really love the stories that they're creating in NXT right now. And the thing is, like your music just said there, the right call was made. The right call was made in the Julia match as well.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm not going to sit here and not say that. The right call was made. If I was booking the show, it would have probably been the same exact way. Trust me. You know what I mean? Because I'm thinking about the stories, and I swear I give Shawn Michaels and his team big props as far as the storytelling that they're telling right now. It's such good work. And I just want to see it continue in 2025. Rumble predictions?
Yeah.
I have done. I have, unless they send me to Saudi.
Well, the Saudi one's coming up in 26.
Well, send me
to Indianapolis.
That's what I want to go. That's what
you want to go to that one.
Yeah, exactly.
Payout's gonna be all right in 26. But the
Indianapolis. I don't know, man. I don't know.
No, I can skip that one.
Ricochet.
Ricochet ain't even in the company. I'm gonna go with I think the money right now is on John Cena to win the Royal Rumble. That's what people are saying.
That'd be great. Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah.
I'm gonna go where the smart money is. And our last one for the day.
I'm going Ricochet.
You're going Ricochet. Brandon says, did you raise the roof in your match with Zilla Fatu?
You know what, man?
I don't think you raised the roof.
I should have.
You should have. That'd been a good little moment.
I should have just one last time, because next week, actually, we're going to be going to Atlanta, and we're going to be performing at Center Stage.
Wow!
I used to raise the roof all the time, man. So that's going to be a nostalgic moment for me. So thanks for bringing up that good memory for me, man. As far as raising the roof.
Raising the roof, brother.
Yes.
But like at some point, you knew, I'm not raising the roof anymore. I'm going to the next thing, right? Because raising the roof was the flat top and the mustache.
Yeah.
You didn't really raise the roof when you got to WWE ever. I don't remember you raising the roof.
No, I didn't
do this during the entrance.
I didn't do it when I got to WWE. No, I mean, you got, like I said, you got to know how to change with the times, man.
Yeah.
You can't keep the old baggage. I was one never to stay in one place too long, just because I felt like the fans would, definitely turn on me.
Yeah. I might boo you out of the building.
If you know what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Go back and watch the Pat McAfee segment, man. That's one of the most funniest things I've ever seen. we got was that the last Super Chat?
That was it.
All right, man. We got to get out of here, man. I want to thank everybody for stepping inside the Hall of Fame. Give you champagne wishes and caviar dreams, man. I'm off to NXT tomorrow, man. We'll check you out. Until next time, Bradley, all the heavy lifting, we appreciate you. Until next time, guys. Peace. We love you. We out.